Good afternoon. It's morning still here in Iowa, but good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if anyone's going to join me. Thank you. I did not have a really good afternoon yesterday. Got hit kind of with a wave and did not feel the best. So I laid down on the couch for the rest of the evening and got a good night's sleep, and I feel so much better. Gonna kind of wait a minute here and see if anyone pops in. I do hear myself on the screen, so I know that's working. I'm gonna turn a fan on quick here, just on low. Here we go. All right. So, um, like I said, I thank you for, hopefully you guys will join me later or you'll watch me on replay. But I really wanted to be able to create this project for you guys today because I know schools are starting. Our school here in town starts next week, and you know what? I forgot the one item I wanted to bring up with me. I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. Well, we'll make it work. So, not sure what I did with that. But we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna jump down to my desk. Okay, so I am going to use some of the subscription products. I am not using the whole box, the inspiration box today. I have the embossing powder of the month. I have the subscription box here. I have the paper pad, the stencil, and the stamp called Plus of the month. We're going to combine all those items to make some fun things. So I do have an unboxing video on my channel, Sugar Cards by Candi. And I did do an unboxing video, and I also did a video for Stencil Palooza and a design team box. So what I'm going to do is pull out from the kit itself. Let's move that out of the way. I am going to pull out, oh, thanks, Karen. I am feeling better. I'm going to pull out, we got a couple of these coffee sleeves in the inspiration box. And then you also got these confection bags, and this is what we're going to be playing to make our gift tonight, along with some stuff from my house, which are easy stuff that you can go and get or things like that. Um, this stencil, right now, it was exclusive to the box as of right now. I do not know if it's going to be released. I did use this on my ones I pre-prep for you guys. What I wanted to do is show you that it does fit perfectly on this card. But tonight I want to switch over and use a different stencil for my live project, and then I will just show you the difference for what it was. So, but these are fit perfectly on that stencil. So like I said, this is exclusive to the box. So I am going to move that out of the way for now. This is the both of these items are available separately if you wanted to buy some more. There were just a couple in the box. So I am going to kind of use this as my inspiration. We've got all these fun cardstocks, but this paper pad, we're going to make our card using this and some other things. But what I wanted to do was pull the stencil of the month out. I was so excited when I saw this. It's called Floral Swirl, and I have been dying to use it. So we're going to use that today. So we're going to use that with the bag. We're going to decorate this. So I'm making a couple of gifts we had some family move back to town, and they have school next week, and I thought this would be perfect to make them some little go back to school gifts. So I'm gonna put a little anti-static powder tool on there. I am not using any pixie spray with this right now. I'm just gonna kind of hold it in place with some tape. I just got some washi tape here. So I hope everyone's having a good Saturday so far. It's been a little crazy around here. Um, my Saturdays are I take Fletch for a walk out on our family farm, and he runs around like crazy and gets into stuff, chasing bunnies and all that stuff. And then we come home, and I usually craft. We do some errands, like food errands, and then we do some crafting. Today, but this morning he jumped so hard he knocked my coffee cup out of my hand, and it was a metal one that starts with a Y, if you know. I don't know if I can say name brands and stuff, but I was so excited. I thought it broke, and it didn't. I was just like, whew, I was going to be sad that he broke it. Okay, we need embossing it. Oh, Carol, you are just on time. I'm just getting started. Thank you very much. You're good. I have embossing ink here, and I have a dauber here. Now, I don't always use, yes, I'm going to switch. I like to use this when I'm using embossing powder or embossing ink. I like to use these when I'm using ink. However, when I'm using embossing ink, I like to use the flat one because it doesn't necessarily stick. And I also don't rub. So hopefully my embossing ink pad is juicy enough to get through my stencil because it's been a while. Oh yeah, it's working. And I'm just gonna dab this on. And this one had some florals in it. And like I said, I'm super excited for this stencil. I'm gonna play with it this afternoon. I have some chores I still have to do. I'm dying to spray the house down, get rid of the cobwebs and all the bugs off the house. And we got my honey went and got me a hose reel. So we just moved in. It's been almost a year since we've moved in. And so he hooked that up for me last night because he knew I wanted to do that. So, all right, I'm going to quickly lift this up. And I think I need to go back down a little bit. That's why I did tape it down to my desk so that it wouldn't move, because I want to try to get as much of this as I can. Now, I think this is a fun gift to have. You could make a teacher gift this way, like a good luck teacher, have a great year, things like that, if you wanted to. Pull this off. And I just thought this would be kind of a fun time to play with this and see what it does. My kids are not in school anymore. They have graduated. They've been moved on. So I am a formal teacher. So I have friends that are teachers. So they're hopefully gonna have a great year. Like I said, we start next week. This is the embossing powder of the month. It's called Autumn Air. It is only available while supplies last. You can subscribe to it, or you can do a one-off. This is August. These are August. I don't have my September ones yet. They're good, but I don't have the September ones yet. I am using all August subscription products today, and then a few other items. This is the stencil of the month and the embossing powder of the month. And then this coffee cup thing did come in the inspiration box, but you can also buy it separately. Now I'm just going to set this off to the side for a minute, because the great thing, hi mama, about our embossing ink is that it doesn't dry, so that I have time to do this. Now I'm going to use, this is the confection bag. You are welcome. This is the confection bag that was in the inspiration box. And like I said, these are also available. And I went into my little local dollar store and bought a few fun gummy treats to put in there. Like I said, I have a cousin, I guess they would say. They're my honey's cousins. And they just came back to school. They just moved back to town, and I'm going to give them a little treat bag to, they live about a block away from us right now. And I'm going to make a little, I went and got him. He's really been into fishing lately. So I got him some frogs and gummy worms, and she is going to be in elementary school. So I wanted to get her some unicorns and gummy bears. So we're going to do the same thing. I am going to rearrange the stencil a little bit. And I'm just taping off the section that is the window. I think this is a fun thing to have for coming up for little fun Halloween gifts or back to school gifts. If you're going to send a care package to a college student, you could buy a bunch of these and fill them with their fun treats. You can buy bigs of bulk and pull them in there. They're resealable. I'll show you all that. So if we go over today, I don't think you guys will mind too much, but we're also going to go through and do the same decoration. So I'm just going to go in and just do the same thing. I'm just dabbing. I'm just going to dab the embossing. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I like to push hard. And like I said, that's why I like to use the foam dauber, because sometimes you can go in and you can kind of twist if you've got a stubborn area. But, it's a treat bag. They're going to be more excited about the treats than the decorations, especially a smaller child. So Um, I've not actually given them gifts in a long time because they moved away. And it's been a while, so I'm really excited. This is kind of fun. I just found out the one is going to be in junior high, and so we got some football games we're going to get to go to. I didn't remember how old he was, to be honest with you, because they've been living farther away. Now, I am going to leave the tape on there for right this minute. I'm just going to pull it up, pull my tape off here. I did not anti-static powder tool this, I don't think, but that's okay. And we're going, oops, to put this down, and we're going to put some more of the embossing powder. Now, if you remember, the embossing powders come in a bag. I like to put mine in the bin, the resealable jars. Now, I will tell you, the new jars are going to look like this, but maybe with a white lid. Mine has a black lid. I got the last pack of the old wide mouth jars, which are like the one I'm using. And the new jars are in. I know Christopher showed them in his power hour yesterday. So a couple things. Stencil Palooza is still going on. If you are interested, well, while supplies last, there's some of them. I know there was a couple that might have been sold out, but they're different every day. If you only order Stencil Palooza items, I believe shipping is $3. This weekend, if you place an order of $60 or more, automatically added to your cart is a freebie die. It's the corner cobweb die. So I wanted to do that. I added the links to a couple of the subscriptions in my, I'm going to pull these off now. In my description, those are affiliate links. I added them for the whole shebang, which means you would get all of the subscriptions and then free shipping all at once. That's the best deal if you wanted all of them. And I get a little kickback from that, but it doesn't cost you anything extra if you place an order using my link. So, and I appreciate that. I am streaming on a few platforms today. So there may be some comments that pop in from other places like Facebook or my YouTube channel. And then I'm also streaming live on my Twitch channel. So, okay. So this is the embossing powder of the month. Now we're going to quick heat set this, and then we'll get moving with our projects. All right. I'm just going to heat it up on the side here a little bit. Is anyone crafting today? Oh, look at how beautiful that is. Just got to kind of show that in the light. It's going to be a little hard to see, but you can see that shimmer. It's so pretty. It's kind of a coppery rust color. A great addition to your stash, especially for fall. Turn it around. And like I said, if you let your heat tool heat up, it melts pretty quickly. And then you just heat it until it's shiny. And then I just kind of tilt it in the light, make sure I got it all the areas. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at how pretty that is. You could do both sides. I'm only going to do one side. I may do the other side off camera. Now this one I'm going to move fairly quickly because of this plasticky type bag. So I'm not really going to let this sit in one spot, just because I hope it doesn't melt the bag. So you want to move fairly quickly. But if my heat tool is nice and hot, so that should be good, be fine. All right, flip this one around. Try not to touch your embossing powder when it's freshly warm, because you can put a fingerprint in it, and then, that's not what you want. I think you could probably remelt it. Okay. Like I said, I forgot to anti-static powder tool this, so it's not a perfect. It's got some. Oh, I hit one spot, missed one spot right there. All right, let's check it again in the light. That looks pretty good. So it's not perfect, but you know what? It'll be good enough. You can see where I didn't forgot to anti-static powder. And these just open. Let's take that tape off like this. And of course, it might have stuck to each other because I heated it. So you want to be careful. And you just have to slowly, oh yeah, that is gonna get kind of melted together here a little bit. So be careful. You got to really kind of play with it and work it when you heat emboss it. I'm just going very careful to pull it back apart. So I see, you know, we learned. I wasn't 100% sure. I wanted to do it live on camera so I could show you. So it's very, very, okay. It does look awesome, but like I said, they're plastic, so you have to be careful because it did kind of melt the bag apart. I probably should have put a piece of plastic, like a piece of paper between them. That's what I would recommend, putting a piece of paper between them, cardstock. But I want to show you the other sample I made. So you've got two in your inspiration box. And I used the Bonfire Glitter Glaze with that stencil. I said, this is the stencil that came in the inspiration box. It's exclusive to the box. Thanks, Carol. And this is, and I used the zigzag one, and I used that. So here is the Bonfire Glitter Glaze. So I have two. And like I said, then this one just, see, it should open up perfect. So if you put a piece of paper in between there before you do your embossing powder and heat it, it will open easier. So let's move these off to the side and we're going to get started on the other thing and then we'll kind of make our gift together. Yes, I would put a small white towel or, like I said, some cardstock inside. Learn from me. So, you know, I'm going to try that next time because I did order some more of those bags. I'm just going to set this off to the side for right now. We may pull that back in. Wipe up my desk here a little bit. Let's get some squeaky clean on here. I just ordered the Morning Brew squeaky clean because I'm not gonna lie. If you guys haven't seen the have you seen that we had the um what's it called? Espresso glaze. I'm not gonna use it tonight, but I could show you what it looks like. Oh my gosh. This is the espresso glaze, you guys. And I'm just gonna tell you, oh my gosh, it smells like chocolate and coffee. Do not eat it. It is, I mean, I believe it's non-toxic. Most of our stuff is, all of our stuff is, but do not eat it, but it smells so good. This is what it looks like when it's swatched out. So I'll pull that up so you can see that. So anyway, I had to order the Morning Brew coffee or squeaky clean because I'm sure it smells like coffee. All right, the next subscription product we're going to use is the Stamp Club Plus. This is the Stamp Club, which is this Warm Fox stamp set. It's just this little 2x3 stamp set. If you just want Stamp Club, that's what you would get. If you want Stamp Club Plus, you would get the coloring stencil that goes with it. And that's what we're going to use tonight. So I used the SVG files, which are available in the store. If you sign up for the whole shebang, you should get the SVG files. When they process your order, you will get an email with the downloads for the SVGs. But they are purchasable. Yeah, it's amazing and it smells so good. So I stamped out and cut a bunch of these. I do have an SVG video where I show how I use the SVGs to make a negative and stamp. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use the coloring stencil. Now I did notice, and I forgot to ask, that there is not a top to my little fox to color. So I am going to color him, which is fine. So we've got the little face, we've got the little wings, and I've got there's the leaf pile, and then there's some leaves. But I'm okay with that because it's not that hard to do some stuff. So let's grab a couple colors here. I'm going to use Guppy and Cookie Dough. And maybe some bee sting. So we're going to start with our cookie dough because I like to start with lower pieces first. Let's grab my stick and stamp mat out. I'm gonna put my stick and stamp mat down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do his little face first, his face and the end of his tail, because those are the lightest areas. And by using my stick and stamp mat, the item stuck, and so did my stencil, see? So I'm just gonna grab my cookie dough ink, and I'm gonna grab my little 4-inch blending brush, if I can get my fingers in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab those. And we're just gonna do a little light blending because and that's supposed to kind of a white area on the fox, but I'm just doing a light blending. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do his little body here. I'm gonna use the same cookie dough ink, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of, I'm gonna stick a little bit of this down on my paintbrush, on my brush, and a little water. Because you can, those Simon Hurley inks are water soluble, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this color to his top of his face. I just got the stencil out the other night because I hadn't had a chance to really play with anything. It's been kind of a crazy couple of days, and or not last night, Thursday night, because last night, like I said, I ended up just laying on the couch most of the night. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add a little water to my guppy. And we're going to add a little bit of that to this part up here. Now you could do coloring with colored pencils. You can color with alcohol markers, but I am just going to quick do a little bit of coloring with my ink. Aqua pigments. I love the Simon Hurley inks so much. And I only have a little bit on this. I am missing, there's my guppy water. So I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of this from this side and just kind of go in and ink blend, because that's not, I only put a water on the one side, and then we'll pull that up and look at how cute this is. What I love about having the coloring stencil part is that this part, which is the hard part, I'm going to pull that up closer. That's the skinny part where you have more, where up on top, it was okay to easily just kind of color that in. It colored in so easy. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to use the same guppy ink and just do a light color on the leaf pile. Just a light color on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move just because I wanted to add some color to it. And then, and that's part of that is because, you know, with the centerpiece being gone, there's no way to cover up the center leaf. So you have to do a lighter color if you want, and then you can do a darker color on the leaves, which is what I'm going to do. And since I'm going to use red, they blend so well together. So let's use some of this bee sting ink. And I'm just going to color those puppies in. And voila. Look at how cute that is. Look at how cute that is. You could totally make, I didn't line that up 100% perfect, so I could reline it up a little bit to the edges so I can color in that white area. That's the nice part about these little stencils here, is that if you don't quite line them up, you can put them back down and fix it. Go do that right there. There we go. Just kind of blend that in a little bit, but that's like a nice little highlight. So look at how cute that is. Look at how easy peasy. That was like 2 seconds. And then with a stick and stamp mat, you just kind of have to bend it back on itself. And of course, I'm right in the center with a small item, and then I will come off. And then I'll just put this on and put this off to the side. All right. So we've got our fun little fox. I didn't even think about using a sentiment yet because, oh, I suppose we need 2 of these. We need 2 of these because we have 2 little gifts, don't we? Let's do that again. I apologize. I'm going to put it more to the side this time, just because then it's easier to get off this little item here. And we'll start once again with his face. I might just use what's on my brush, see if that gives him a little color. Yep, just enough. And then, like I said, I'm going to do a little bit cookie dough there and grab my paintbrush and just add a little bit of that right here. And then of course there's still some of that orange in there. So let's go ahead and we'll grab that orange. We'll add that to his face part. This brush needs some help. So I believe yesterday, I don't know, I did not check before I went live. Christopher said there was 3 inspiration boxes left for this month, which was the pumpkin spice. So if you're interested in that, I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this area too, since I'm here. I have a little ink left. It doesn't take much at all to just add a little color. There we go. And then we'll do our coloring with our leaves. But he said there was just 3 left. So if you really want one of the pumpkin spice inspiration boxes, that's what I would grab that while you have the chance. You've got some great stuff in it. All right. And then I'm going to grab a little bit more of this bee sting and we're going to add that on top. So we have 2. So we're basically making 2 of kind of the same little gifts here. And set those off to the side. Oh, I guess I need that part. Okay. And then to clean this off, all I do is just, I kind of spray some water on it and I just rub my brush in it, rub it off and rub my brush on it. There we go. All right. So there we go. We got our little focal images. See how easy that popped off because I put it on the side because it's so small. If by leaving it in the center, it kind of stuck down because it had so much more surface area when I go to bend it back. So if you're going to use your stick and set mat for smaller items, try putting them closer to the side. I always keep my blending buddy on mine just because when I use it for blending, it's easier for me. And then I'm just going to throw some water on my stencils and wipe them off quick. And I'll put that off to dry. All right, next. All right, so we need to do a little decorating. So we've got our little fox guy and he can go on here and this guy's gonna go on here like this. So those are kind of the gift baggy part. And then, you know, we're gonna have this little coffee cup that can go along with it. I haven't decided what I'm gonna put in there yet because these are for small children. I may end up putting the, but I figured I wanted to do both. They may not get the coffee cup part. All right, so my next subscription product is the paper pad of the month. I am in love with this paper pad. It's called Crisp Autumn. It's only available in August. So if you would like it, you can subscribe and you're guaranteed to get it. Or you can do a one-off and just buy one at a time. But it is just beautiful. I mean, look at these beautiful trees. One side has these beautiful autumn trees. The other side has this little bit of script with different colors. And then of course, this is the box. This is what it coordinates with. So we are going to go ahead and grab, if I can find my lunch bag. I'm running low on my lunch bag cardstock. So I'm going to use lunch bag because I think that's, yes, hot chocolate. That is, you're right. Thank you. I may have to go pick some hot chocolate up because I don't drink hot chocolate. Carol, thank you so much. That's why I didn't think about it. I don't like hot chocolate. I do like hot apple cider, but I do know they like hot coffee. So that's perfect. I will grab a container of hot chocolate mix and I will put some in each of their coffee cups. Thank you. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4. So this was half a card sheet cut in, so that it's now cut in 4, so it's an A2 part paper. And then I'm going to choose some pattern papers here. And then what I do is I just stick the extra pieces back inside. I'm going to go through this here quick. We're going to grab a couple pieces of paper. What I like to do is I open mine up and I separate mine out into piles like this so that I know, I like to put them all together instead of having them mixed up. So each one of these sides has these beautiful trees on them. And I think I am going to use this one and we'll use this one tonight. I'll put those away. And I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to try to use up this whole piece. Oh yeah, mini marshmallows and a peppermint stick. I I I will show you how I'm going to package them for today, but they're going to, I guess I'm going to put hot chocolate in them. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 4. Actually, I'm going to do 3.75. And then I'm going to do, instead of 5, by 5. Okay, 3.75 by 5, which is going to give me this nice panel kind of in the middle. Gives me a nice big border on the outside. We'll do the same thing with this one. 3.75 by 5. I love that there's a little bit of script on here too, so it kind of makes it like a mixed media background. Let's see, let's get some of this stuff out of the way here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, there's one, there's the other. And then I'm going to go ahead and take these pieces and I'm going to also make them work for my card. Now, these go this way, so I'm not going to do this. What I'm going to do is, let's see what we got here. We've got a little piece like this. And so I can use that and go on my card however I want. I might put it down here at the bottom. And then this is that side from this one, and this one could go on here. Now, what I think I might do though is swap them, because this has more of that red on there and then it's a little bit of that gold, and then this one has. So I'm like, I'm not even going to waste any of this paper, and I can save these pieces for another day. All I'm going to do is just stick them back in here. And then what I think we'll do is let's grab some more lunch bag and we're going to map that on some lunch bag cardstock. Let's see what I got for small pieces here. This piece looks like it might work. Let's see what, yep, I think those are too small. Let's see what I got in here. I'm going to try to use up some scraps first. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, that works. I'll just grab those kind of pieces. And then what I like to do, because I am horrible with measurements, but we're going to, actually, we are going to try to do it. Let's try it together. I'm going to move this up so you can see and move it all the way over. It is 3.75, of course, by just over 1 inch. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go to 4.25 because I want it to go through the whole span of my card. And then instead of 1 inch, I'm going to go 1.25. I'm going to actually do 1.5. And I'm going to see what that looks like on my card first. So this is kind of, I like to play. So I'm going to put this like this, and then we're going to put this on here like this. Now, I'm not sure I like that. I don't know if I like that wide border on there. So I think I'm going to chop it down. So we're going to chop it down to that it's just 1/4 inch. So it'll be 4 by 1.25. And then I'll see, that looks a little better to me. Yep. Okay, so then this one, I'm going to go to 4 and then 1.25. And I'll know both of them are perfect. Okay. And that is our cards. These are our cards. Now I can put one up here. I can put, but I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to put them both kind of the same. And then I need a sentiment. So I know what sentiment I'm going to use. I got to grab it though. Okay. It is right over here. It is from our, where is it? Occasional Greetings stamp set. Our Occasional Greetings. And I'm going to use this Hello Autumn stamp. And I think that's going to be perfect. So we're going to grab this last little piece here. Let's move these off to the side. And I may not put the fox on those bags. I may leave the bags the way they are. And then we're going to stamp this quick. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my stamp. Now this is an opportunity you could take to, I'm going to actually turn it this way so it's straight on there, to use a banner die from your stash, or, you know, to kind of change up your sentiment a little bit. I'm not going to take the time to go look for one. I'm just going to use this. I'm using anti-static powder tool and my embossing ink. About to knock everything on the floor here. But what a fun little gift to give to somebody who is, like I said, going back to school, a teacher, a principal, a coach, you know, football coach, you know, or kids going back to school. We're going to swap this around, a little more anti-static powder tool on this side. And we're just going to tie in that sentiment and with the embossing ink. And then put that off to the side here. And where's my piece of paper? If you are interested with some other things happening with Brutus Monroe, on the Brutus Monroe events page is, if you're an SET member, if you're doing the SET in September, there is some add-ons that you can purchase for the kit. It's on the events page. And while supplies last, there's also some classes coming up. There is a stencil class with Christopher, where you're going to get some stencils, doing some stenciling techniques in the class. I think it's $50. And the stencils are only available in that class. It's a one-day event. There is a Cricut class designing, I believe this one is birthday cards. That one is also $50. And that is a one-day event where Christopher is going to show you how to use like a Cricut Joy, Cricut Design Studio to make some birthday cards for crafting. And let me heat set this quick. Whew, hot. Okay. And then there is also the Halloween glow box, which I know has been selling. That is available whether you want just the box or the class. It's available two different ways. And then there is also a Halloween event. I don't remember exactly the name of that one. I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and trim these off. I'm just using, let me see if I can move us forward a little bit. I'm just using the edge of my plastic piece here, this piece, to line up my sentiment, and that kind of gives me an equal, and I can do it kind of equal. Good morning, Irma. How are you? Thank you for joining us. That's my favorite way to cut sentiment straights, because I am horrible with straight lines, is to use my little trimmer here and line it up like that. Okay, so let us get our cards put together and then decide if we want to add some embellishments. Now, I did grab some dies from my stash. They are not, some of them are retired, and I just grabbed some leaf dies. Any kind of leaf dies you want to use. We might use some embellishments for that. All right, let's get our cards put together here. We're going to start with one card. Of course, we got to put these on card bases. I mean, look at how pretty. You could also flip-flop this. Well, I wouldn't necessarily use this piece, but you know, you've got some fall leafy pieces like here that you could totally flip-flop this, but we're going to use this way. So let's get these pieces done. I'm just going to go ahead and use a little bit of ATG. I like ATG because I'm heavy-handed with the glue. And then I'm just going to pull this up and kind of at an angle so I can see it and center it and make it as straight as I can. There we good? Good. I'm glad. I appreciate you joining me this morning. Like I said, I did not have I had a kind of an episode yesterday afternoon and I needed to take the evening laying on the couch. We had planned on ordering pizza. So I picked that up on my way home from work. And I texted Christopher on my way home from work and said, if it's okay, I've got to reschedule. So I'm glad you could join me today. So, all right. So then we've got this, and I'm just gonna eyeball this a little bit. And this piece here matches this piece. So I'm gonna try to line those brown edges up as best as I can. And then I might pop this piece up on some foam tape. We got a little foam tape pieces here so that we can maybe tuck some things underneath. I always keep my little foam piece extras on my desk. They kind of get in the way sometimes and I'm moving them around and around, but I find that way I use them up. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this right over here. I may add a little bit of extra color, you guys. I'm thinking about it. Where's those little foxies now? So we've got our little foxes here. I'm thinking I'm going to zhuzh these up just a little bit more. I hope that's okay with you guys. We're going to punt. I'm changing some minds, okay? Hopefully I like it. I'm going to go ahead and grab that stencil of the month again, if I can figure out where I put it. Anybody see where I put it? There it is. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to take the tape off. We're going to add a little bit extra fun. I think I have to add a little bit of this. I love this. So I'm going to grab my anti-static powder tool, and we're just going to quickly do this whole upper corner. I'm going to grab this, and we'll do the other stencil on the other one, but I'm not going to use the glitter glaze. Well, let me use the glitter glaze. It just will take a little bit to dry. And then I need my pouncer, and we're not going to do it perfect. We're just going to go ahead and add a little bit of this pattern. I want it to be very organic and just a little bit of extra something there, just to tie this embossing powder in a little bit more. Okay. Just for some extra fun. I could have probably put it down below where we put underneath where we put this, but I'm just going to put it up there. I think it's just a little extra fun part. And I love this color so much. All right, let's get this tapped off. Now this is oranges and reds. They tend to stick to things. So it is pretty paper. Irma, this is the paper pad of the month from Brutus Monroe. It's a subscription item, which means it's only available for this month. You can buy a one-off. You can sign up to subscription, and then you get it every month. Or you can buy it. It is available for a one-off, but it is only available for this month. And so when September 1st comes, it goes away. So I may have like 3 of them. Because I love the paper pad of the month is my second favorite subscription. My favorite subscription is always the stencil. Hi, Lisa. How are you, my friend? How are you in the big CR? All right, just hitting this to make sure it's melted good. There, I'm so glad I did that. Okay, and then we're gonna put our little guy down here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna add a few florals. So I am gonna glue him straight down, or I mean a few leaves, which I have to die cut out. So we are gonna go over just a little bit. So let us get our guy down. I'm gonna tack him down lightly. Let's get this card put together here, so we can do the same thing. I am doing better. I had not a great afternoon yesterday, but nothing that wasn't you know, emergency, just not a good afternoon. And so I had to take the evening off. So I got to come live today. Um, and the weather has been just beautiful. I know. If you guys haven't checked out Lisa, Lisa has amazing projects. She is a great, I mean, her coloring is just, oh, if I had more time in the world, I would do that. When I grow up, I want to color like Lisa. I mean, I know I can color it okay, but Lisa's a great colorist. So if you've seen her projects for our stamps, they're just stunning. Okay, so then we're going to line this one up. Oop, I got a little too much ink. Like I said, we're going to line up the pattern paper with the edges. And then I need to grab a little bit more foam tape. And we'll cut that down a little bit. That looks good. And like I said, I just take this piece and throw it up at the top of my desk, and then it's there when I need it. Throw this sentiment down a little bit, and we're gonna do this one a little bit differently because of the glitter glaze. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and put our guy down and decorate, and then we will put our glitter glaze because we're gonna have to let that one dry, of course. Oh, you're welcome, Lisa. I'm serious. I look forward to seeing your projects. So Lisa's on the design team with me, and so we have this little spot that we get to post our projects in, and I get to see them ahead of time, and it's so fun to see them all. Sometimes I have to pretend not to look. I mean, Lisa's I always look at because my projects aren't going to look anything like hers. But sometimes I have to pretend not to look because if I look, I'm like, oh, that's what I was going to do, and then I got to come up with a different a stamp or idea. But okay, so here are my little bags. Here are my little coffee cup things. We've got these. Now I want to add a little bit more accent. So what I'm going to do is I know I grabbed it. Now I know, where did I put it? Told you I grabbed some dies from my stash. These are some older dies. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab, these are no longer in stock. I apologize. They're older. Just grab some leaf dies. We had the fall foliage. This was a die that's out, you know, I have this. There's some spellbinders. This is an old leaf die of Brutus Monroe. Just grab some leaf dies of any kind. We're just going to add a little bit of fun to our cards. And what I'm going to do is just use some scraps. I'm thinking I'm going to use this big old leaf here for this one. Paper's falling on me. I know I grabbed some fun papers. I grabbed some glitter stalks somewhere. I'm not sure where it went off to on me now. I grabbed it for today. I'm still kind of peeking for it. And then I think I'll grab this big leaf and put it on here. Can I get them both on here? Yep. And then we'll just die cut these out quick. Oops. Got a few little brown ones here. And then where did I put that glitter stock? Let me see if I can find it quick. Because I had it sitting right here on my desk. All right, well, it has disappeared on me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and find some other glitter stock. I really don't want to use that. I wanted to use the spiced glitter stock. Let me see. I have another piece. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to grab it. Glitter stock, glitter stock, glitter stock. It's just disappeared everywhere. It was literally sitting right here, you guys. Did you take it? Who took it? Who took my glitter stock? My dog probably took it. All right, well, let's see what I got here. I keep a bunch of random pieces of glitter stock in a folder. And so I have no idea what this is, but we're going to use it. That is some glitter stock that looks like it's coordinated. This is very close to our spiced mocha, which is what I wanted to do that. Yes, thank you. The fall foliage ink when it tags there. You look for them in the leaf. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are some that are in stock. Like I said, I just grabbed a couple smaller ones that were, in my stash so that I could use some of those. So look and see, because a lot of us already have some dies in our stash. I mean, I know there, if you want some smaller ones, oh, did not, there we go. I think Lawn Fawn has a few in, that they carry. Just something so that you can have a few. All right, let's cut these out here. So I think this is the spiced. I think is it called spiced? It's called spiced glitter stock. This is very, very, I believe it's the same color. It's just a little bit different thickness for it. I have it. I think it might even be the same because it's not in the package, but I don't know where I put it. I love our glitter stock because it just cuts straight out. They come in 6x6 sheets, and so they're perfect for card making. So I said this is an older sheet because I hoard my glitter stock like it's no tomorrow, and I'm trying to be better about using it. So I just went ahead and cut out a few of each of these. And then we're going to these are going to be the random elements. So acorn and twigs and fall foliage are two of my favorite, but I forgot to pull those out because I couldn't remember if they were still in stock. So we're just going to add a few little leaves to and tuck them behind our little guy here. And I think what I might do to kind of judge this up a little bit is I'm going to grab a little bit of this red bee sting ink and just kind of ink up the edges a little bit on the one side, just so it's not so the. And I mean that is because we have all this other fun glitter stock, and I want it to feel good. I want this leaf to feel good, that he's not just this brown dead leaf. Hope that makes sense. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to stick him in. And then I've got the smaller glitter stocky one. I'll stick him in. I might even cut him off. I'm going to trim him a little bit. I'm going to stick him in. I'll add some glue to him after. And then add a little bit of red to this one. You could add some splatter. We've got gold, like a gilded shimmer splash or penny shimmer splash. Those types of things could be added to add a little bit more fun color. And I think because this one's got the big glitter stock one, we're going to put this leaf in here with this guy. Let's see, can I tuck him in? There we go. Okay, and then this guy needs a little redness to him too, just to make him part of the family. All right, you guys, we're getting there. We're going to finish this up, and then we got to fill our little treat bags. Let's wipe up our ink before we get it on everything. And like I said, I'm trimming off the little stems so it kind of sticks in here. All right, so let's add our glue to these quick. I'm going to grab some of our craft glue and just add a little bit to the back of these. This gives us a little bit extra wiggle room. It doesn't glue down quite as fast as some of the other liquid glues, which is very nice. I just got this glue in last week, so I've been having a great time with it. I'm only putting a little bit down because I want it to kind of be able to zhuzh up. And then I'm going to go ahead and push down my fox. So remember, I didn't push him down all the way. You could add, if you have pumpkin die cuts, you have fake leaves. Obviously, there's shaker mixes out there that have leaves in them, buttons. Those are different things you could add as your accents instead of like die cutting leaves. I just wanted to use something. I like to use something a little older from my stash if I can to kind of help bring things. Okay, so I told you we added that little bit of embossing powder here. Now this one is we're going to do, and then I got to set this aside to dry. I'm going to go ahead and grab that stencil from the box. Where did we do with that too? Geez, guys, I'm losing everything. Here it is. So this is the box. This is the one special to the box. We're just going to stick it up here in this corner. I'm going to grab a little bit of my washi tape from before to kind of protect my edge. Okay, and this is reused, so it's going to be okay. It's not really going to affect my tape, but I'm really just lightly tacking down. And we're going to grab some of that Bonfire glitter glaze. And look at how pretty that is. We're just going to grab a little bit of that, and we're going to add a little bit of that to our card too. And like I said, we're not making it perfect. We're just adding a little bit of extra fun to the top edge of our card. And then I'm not putting on super thick, so you're going to be able to see, because there's a little bit of transparency, you're going to be able to see that pattern paper underneath. And I'm just kind of doing it smooth as I can without getting a whole full pattern. I like to tap my glitter glaze down. That gets the edges down off the edge of my paper or jar. And then I just grab a little baby wipe. I like to use the fragrance-free ones from my dollar store to wipe everything up. Save this piece because this piece helps keep your glitter glazes from drying out, and put it on top. You can always save an extra one or two. Hi, Cordelia. Oh, we've got a troll from my Twitch page. I apologize for that. Not sure if we can remove them from the Twitch or not. Go ahead, Penny, if you're able. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this off. And look at how fun. I just added that little extra. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off quick. Oh, it's okay. We're just finishing up. You can always watch till we play. I actually was trying to remember that when I scheduled it, I said noon Eastern, because last time I did it, I ended up saying, and I meant to say noon Eastern, and then the day got away from me, and I'm like, oh shoot, I guess I went live an hour late, because, you know, so I'm in the central time zone. So, all right, there we go, you guys. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to let these dry. I'll put these on a card base later. I like to use our Perfect Blend card base, but I just wanted to show you the fun extra part of this. Card number 1. I got to set this off to dry. Here is card number 2. This is the embossing glaze of the month. And then we have our treats bags. So let's make up our treat bags here quick. We're going to run over just a little bit. Now, one thing I didn't do is I didn't judge these up at all. Like I said, I didn't do the other side of these. I may do them, I may not. But all I did was I ran to my dollar store and I bought some coffee cups to go. And I don't really have any fun zhuzhy stuff to go inside here, but I'm just going to grab this and we're going to put it on the outside. So, this is where, like I said, if you had fun, or if you have, I don't have a lot of, oh, thank you. If I don't have a lot of choices, I might have looked for coffee cups that matched my theme, or you could totally go through it and decorate it with different colors. But I'm going to go ahead and throw these coffee cup pieces on. Now you could add, some leaves to these or some other little fun things, but it's going to kind of all go together. And then I've got, of course, my goodie bags. So what I planned on doing is, like I said, I did not find any filler when I was looking. I've got some instant coffee that I can put in here. Like Carol said, you could also go and get some hot apple cider or some tea or some hot chocolate mix to put in there, since these are for kids. Thanks, Brandon. And then for my little gift baggies here, like I said, I told you this is for a little boy and a little girl. So she is going to get this one and learn from me. Like I said, make sure you very carefully put a piece of paper between when you heat them, if you're going to heat emboss on it, so it doesn't stick. But I found these awesome unicorn, and we do carry these in the store. I found that out after. I bought them before I knew that, which I wouldn't have gotten them in time, but we do have these in the Scoozy store. these unicorns gummies. I'm going to try to shake them around because I don't have time to go wash my hands for you guys to touch them. And so I'm going to throw a few of these in here for my little cousin here. Like I said, it's kind of sticking because this one's sticky because I heat embossed on it. And then I got some gummy bears for her too in the wild berry. You know I'm going to eat the rest. Thanks, Irma. I'm going to throw those all in. I mean, you could do chocolate coffee. You could do coffee. And I'm just going to kind of pop them in there and shut it up for a minute. I'm going to wash my hands before I stick this one back together because I've been crafting. But this one I know will open and smooth and quick. For my little nephew or cousin Male, who's been doing lots of fishing, I got him gummy worms and frogs because I thought those would be fun. But, you know, you could do Skittles, you could do M&Ms, you know, you get a big bag of something like that and stick them in there. I also thought about if this, since this was going to be for, you know, before school, you could put in some Smarties. But I thought, if you, whoop, that one went flying. That one's mine. That one's mine too because it landed on my desk. Oh, sorry, I should not eat that, but it went flying on the floor and I didn't want Fletch to get it. I'm only going to add a couple of these so you get the idea. I can fill these up after. And then you just seal them up. Oh, oops, I squished that. Okay, I will tell you, if you have the glitter glaze tends to get, if you're rough with them like I was, it ripped off because there's a texture on here. I can fix that. I will put some glue on there. So don't look at that. So maybe use the embossing powder. And then you could stick these inside here too and you could give these as a little gift. So like I said, I don't want to shut these up because I need to fill them more and I want to make sure I get my hands clean before I touch anything. So we've got our little coffee cups and we're going to have our little cards that match. So wish them happy autumn. Okay, the other one is wet. So the subscription items are available until the end of the month and then they switch on September 1st. So this is your last week to get them. Don't forget it is Freebie Friday. So if you place a $60 order, you will get a cobweb corner die added to your cart for free. There's some events on the event page. I have all the links I have used are affiliate links. I appreciate you guys all so much for joining me and learning a little bit of things that I learned, like I said, at the embossing powder in particular. So have a great rest of your day and I will see you next Friday. And have a great rest of your weekend. Okay? Bye, everybody.